One of the exciting things about the SEMA convention is all the parties, all the fun things you get to do here. Well, the first day of the show, I was at a cocktail reception, and this car, this gorgeous Mustang, was there at the party, and it had a crowd about 20 deep around the car. So the owner of this car, Mr. Jack Trepanier, beautiful car. Tell us about this car.
Thank you. This car was actually commissioned by Prime Media and eBay Motors to be built as a project where it was bought off of eBay Motors online to show that you could buy a car, and then we bought parts also off of eBay Motors to let the people know you can go to another level and you've got a marketing place to buy your parts. And the end result is the fast forward, fast back Mustang, we call it, because all the updates on it, suspension, the electrical equipment, it's really been pushed forward, but it's still a fast back, a 67 Mustang.
So was it a real use of eBay in that you just went in, found a Mustang that sounded interesting, bought it, got all the parts on eBay, and
Right.
put it together?
It's to that point. There are some parts because of the performance end of this car that have to be purchased elsewhere, but a lot of parts that the basic Mustang enthusiast would be using came right off of eBay Motors.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about, I mean, it's hard to say some of the things you've done because so much has been done, but...
Right. The engine is a 351 Ford GT40 long block assembly from Ford Racing.
What do you have for horsepower and cubic inch?
Cubic inches, 351 cubic inches, and it was we haven't been on the dyno yet, but I'm guessing 500 probably with the supercharger, because it was 360 as a crate engine with a carburetor, so I'm sure we've got another 140 horsepower out of the supercharger.
And then lots of subtle body modifications on the vehicle.
Right. The front bumper's been sucked in and fitted on the body with reverse mounting, so there's no bolts in this bumper anymore. And the ballast has been redesigned in the front. It incorporates another little air dam in the bottom, and that's the radiator for the water intercooler for the supercharger.
And then the body lines, the belt line, and all along the sides.
A lot of these lines are stock, but because of the different paint combinations and things, now they've come to life. The door handles have been removed, and that's like taking a big cabinet handle out of the middle of your line of view, you know, that always interrupted the flow of the car. And the air dam in front of the wheel has been totally redesigned as far as shape and style to accent that and the roof together. The roof also had a real cobbly air vent assembly in it that's been taken out of there.
So this line right here, this is stock.
That's stock Mustang, but it's just a lot crisper because of the color combinations. This is an argent silver DuPont paint, and the center combination is an argent charcoal. That's also a Mercedes color, but then they accented it with a 1/4-inch pinstripe, and that just takes it back to the more classy level of just having the one bold line through the car.
So the future of the car?
Well, the end result with this car will be at SEMA a year from now. That's actually going to be auctioned off at $1 with no reserve during the SEMA show for charity.